This episode of the Go to Bed podcast is brought to you by Enduro Fest, May 4th at the Wild West Motorsports Park just east of Sparks. If you hit the Mustang Ranch, you have gone too far, but not all is lost. You might want to stop in there too. And this is an AMA Extreme Enduro event, so you know it's going to be sick.
We've got Cody Webb, Ty Tremaine, Kyle Redmond, and Destry Abbott. And we hear there's going to be some amateurs there, kids, and the pros. So, moto guys, if you don't do off-road much, come try it out.
And I've done this event a couple of years ago, and it's gnarly. But yeah, they're definitely racing for all types of riders out there. So give it a shot. May 4th, Sparks.
Enduro Fest.
Be there. Go to bed.
But we're going to get unblocked.
Sometimes you see him out there and he's just fucking asleep.
Get a pillow, get a blanket.
No, I'm not a fucking dirtbag.
Go to bed. Tired, dude.
Good night. Go to bed. Are we good? You already snoozing? What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Go to Bed podcast. I'm your co-host, Fiki, joined with my co-host,
JP.
You guys say it louder, the noise gate might have cut it
Oh,
off.
JP. I thought I was sleeping. Good morning. Good morning.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Nice to have you.
Just kidding.
All right, before we get too far into it, we got to shout out our food sponsor, Walden's Coffee House. Family-owned,
Beautiful.
Italian family-owned. Michael wants us to say Italian. Italian family-owned. Everything made from scratch, all the food. This isn't no fucking shitty cafe food.
This isn't Subway.
Dude, well, I don't know. We'll see on the sandwiches. Dude, Subway's pretty fire. But yeah, tell them what we're eating here because I have no fucking clue.
Okay, so this right here is a Manzo Panini by Chef Michael, and you could get this at Wells or Mayberry location. And I don't know what's on it, but I'm gonna look. So we got some. It looks like we got some homemade aioli on there with some fried onions. I think
you're just guessing. Honestly,
No,
it's a steak sandwich.
Yeah, but everything's homemade from the sauce on the bread to the dressing on the salad. We got a side salad with it, which I suggest everyone to pick.
Oh.
Or a cup of fruit.
Walden's in Reno, 3 locations, Wells, Mayberry, and Arlington. And if you can track down Mandy or Michael, the owners, and tell them to go to bed, they'll give you a free little something. Maybe a coffee, maybe a napkin, maybe a
Empty cup.
Silverware, broken cup. You never know what you're going to get, but tell them to go to bed either way.
Yeah. Or a free meal.
Yeah, probably not. But maybe. All right. Today for our guest, we're joined here by Ty Tremaine. Ty, what's going on?
Oh, not a whole lot. Super happy to be here. Stoked.
Dude, sounds like it.
Yeah.
So I think I think Ty's our first guest that if you Google him, something will actually come up. So that's a step in the right direction for this podcast.
Yeah, that's true. Have you ever Googled yourself?
Yeah. Just to see what kind of comes up.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
What'd you think?
I don't know.
I'm doing it right now, dude. I'm going to do it because you're right. This is the first one.
All right. So while JP looks that up, tell the listeners who you are, what you do, where you're from, a little background.
Yeah.
Start from when you were born and go until you had breakfast this morning.
All right. 95. Let's set the stage. It's 95. All right. It's kind of chilly. November. I'm born. No, I was born in South Lake Tahoe, raised in Gardnerville my whole life, and been brought up racing dirt bikes, and it's become my profession. Graduated high school and just kept racing and getting deals, and it's brought me all over the world. Got to see cool places and race dirt bikes, and now I'm here sitting with my homies on a Go to Bed podcast.
So did everything he say check out?
Honestly, there's just a bunch of like Ty Tremaine Erzberg testing. Here we go. We got Ty Tremaine made history at the first rider to put an electric bike on the podium of an AMA event. Ty Tremaine X Games biography. Ty Tremaine signing with Alta. Beta Science, Ty Tremaine, Dirt Rider.
Boom.
Nature's Bakery, Ty Tremaine. That's back in the day, though.
Yeah.
That one. That was when you were 20.
Yep.
It says. I'm not gonna lie. This picture right here. What's that one for?
That's
X Games?
maybe my first year at X Games. Yeah, fresh out of high school.
That could be a senior photo, really.
Yeah.
You look like first glance, it looks like a young your dad, Bill.
Yeah,
It looks
for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you put a lot of photos of us back to back, it's kind of funny because we
Similar.
look
Yeah, you guys are
a
twins.
lot.
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
So, dude, I guess this would be your second factory ride, right?
Yeah,
Alta and then
Yeah.
Beta.
Alta
So,
and then Beta.
Dope.
yeah, I mean, what did signing with Alta, seems like, I wouldn't say risky, but it was definitely kind of a like non-traditional path to go.
Yeah, for sure. So basically, it was a contract year for me. So I was looking for a ride, and I was on KTM's satellite team, and it
RPM, right?
Yeah, RPM. And so I was really at the point in my career where I wanted to be a factory guy because I was on the podium often, and I felt like it was my time. And the guys at KTM told me that they were going to have a deal for me, and I thought it was going to be awesome. And that's like everyone's dream, is to ride for them. And
Yeah,
it never really came about. And Alta was wanting to put something together. So at the end of the day, I needed to do what was best for me. So I went with Alta, and it was a gamble. A lot of people were really doubting it, but it was definitely one of the coolest things I think I've done.
I think so.
Just
too.
like everything that came about, it was really cool to be a part of.
Yeah. And it was kind of short-lived. It was only a year, right? And then
Yeah.
now they're fucking went under or whatever. But, I mean, it's still cool because you see how I looked at it when I heard you were doing that. I said that that's probably pretty smart because, one, if that company became the future, then you're there at the ground level. And even if they didn't, you can see how like Stank Dog with 2-strokes, like what that did for him just because he was the guy that was on a 2-stroke. Like I was like, oh, that could turn into something where Ty's the dude on the electric bike and could, even if your results were the same as a gas bike, like that'll put you farther ahead.
Yeah, no doubt. Like I got third place on the Alta, which was history for them. And I got more exposure, publicity, everything out of a third place than I would have ever gotten for like Ty Tremaine wins on his KTM. But
Yeah.
like I got third on an electric bike, and people like freaked out and thought, holy shit, like that's
was that here in
that's
Reno,
sick.
right?
And that was in Reno,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
which
sick,
was
yeah.
even cooler.
Hell yeah.
Well,
So-
'cause people think it's kind of like a gimmick, but I mean, you let me ride your bike your Alta that day, and dude, it was. I could see after a day on it, you'd be just as fast as a gas bike. Like thing was
Yeah.
good.
No, they're really, really, really cool bikes, and it's such a bummer that they did like shut down on such, short notice. Nobody really saw it coming.
Mhm.
So it was like super shitty deal, but for a while it lasted, it led to great opportunity, going to Erzberg and doing that was like something I never thought I would be able to do. And the group of guys I was around were super, super cool. So it was a fun year with them.
That's sick, dude.
Yeah.
To go to Erzberg, like I've only watched it on Red Bull TV, and it looks crazy on camera, and most stuff doesn't.
Yeah, for sure.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
Nice.
you see, like I did that, like the enduro thing out at Mustang, not this year, the year before that, and I know they made it a lot harder this year. But dude, even that, like I was looking at the course or whatever from the pits, I was like, oh, it won't be that bad. And then you get up to it, and the boulders are like as big as a fucking car.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck? And like I was at the back, and I'm just waiting in this pack for an attempt to even go up the first one. And I've been sitting there for like 45 minutes, and I look up, and Kyle Redmond's still only like halfway up. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh fuck.
right.
Like if he's only right there, like there's no way I can even make it up the first one. What the hell am I
Yeah.
doing out here, dude? So that's
Yeah.
crazy that you guys make it look so easy. Like I see all you guys with the long legs, dude. Webb, you just fucking hopping over rocks and shit. Crazy.
Yeah, Haker. Is he tall?
He's tall, yeah. Definitely not quite as tall as like Cody Webb,
Dude, he is tall.
Yeah, he's tall.
Like a fucking skyscraper walking around.
yeah.
Yeah, he's got,
Dude, he got special New Balances on.
Yeah.
exactly.
Shape ups.
He's got 2 different temperatures. Like his feet are always like colder. He rises, That dude's got some tallness to him.
It's true. We gotta get him on someday.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Get him some new shoes too.
For sure.
So what's the like KTM RPM versus factory? Like, what's the pay difference?
So I mean, RPM, you can make a good amount of money off of bonuses and stuff. KTM offers, and Husqvarna, a great bonus program.
Mhm.
So if you're doing well, you're probably going to be, making a good bit of money. But a lot of the factory parts, like mainly suspension and motor, is different.
Mhm.
So like when I was on RPM, I was getting bikes, I was getting pay, I was getting gear. It wasn't costing me money to race. But at the end of the day, I was on stock motor and stock suspension. I had guys helping me and, setting up my suspension and doing everything, which was like great. But until you ride the factory bikes and see the difference, it's like, it's unparalleled how much better it is. Like, and so that was the main difference there.
Yeah, it's crazy. For someone like me who can't even tell if I got a new tire on or not, like, I can't.
Dude, you're squirrely as fuck, though.
Yeah.
Dude, JP raced VC GP and didn't even check his tire pressure. That's how squirrely he is, dude. I'm like, what do you put your tires on? He's like, I don't know. I didn't check them. Like, oh, sick.
Yeah.
Do you have any dents in your rim from VC?
Don't know. Don't have the bike. Had to sell it after.
Neil has. I had no dents, dude. I don't know what they're talking
Must have
about.
been running
I
some
haven't
heavy
changed my
pressure, dude.
tires since I got my bike. Still about 75% left.
Yeah, you've ridden it
Still
4
ready for
times,
next
dude.
year.
Still
Or this
ready.
year.
Yeah, exactly, dude. You racing it this year?
Yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
At least I got someone to compete with, Just
So-
kidding. You lapped me twice.
Now, like with Alta, I guess like the motor isn't really a motor as getting like factory stuff. Like they map it and all that, but you had good suspension.
Yeah. So, the thing that was really cool about Alta is because it was so new for everybody, they were willing to do whatever it took to make their bike win, And so they came to my track multiple times to test. So I knew that the bike was going to be good, and they put the best suspension on it. So I had everything I needed to do well. It was all about just learning and adapting how the bike would react under race circumstances. So they definitely put like 100% effort into the program, which is one of the reasons why it made it so awesome,
Yeah.
Like we went to Erzberg and there was a full film crew, suspension guy, mapping guy, engineers, like dudes who probably have never even seen a race there and into it.
Yeah.
Which was
just
so
like,
sick. Yeah. Like even at Endurocross, they're like, holy shit, you guys are racing over this? Like never even seen it, but they're brainiacs that can make it happen.
Crazy.
So it was totally different, but super cool.
So what was like an Alta factory thing? Did you have anything where it's like, all right, this is only for Ty Tremaine?
Yeah. We tested a ton of stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. There was like, I don't know if it's liability or what, but there was a lot of locks on what you could and couldn't do for the way the motor would work. And those guys would come with a laptop and basically rewrite the entire, hard drive on how it would work. So they could do full-blown power curves, like RPM limits. So it would like max out at a certain RPM and then wouldn't give anymore. So basically like a full traction control in the rocks and stuff like that. Things you would never even think of. They were trying that shit, which was like super cool.
Could
But
you notice?
yeah, but then sometimes super sketchy because you like come out of the rocks and you're like, oh, that was sick, but you forget to switch the map and you hit a jump and you're like maxed out at 1500 RPMs when it goes to 5 and you're like, shit. Like, So it was like you're shifting with buttons rather than a shifter.
What?
Yeah. So like
How
we were
fast
trying
was the button reaction?
It was like on the fly. There were 4 maps, but we were trying like, okay, you've got a start map, you've got slick rocks, then you've got wide open, like you could hit a triple, But then like I said, you have to like mentally kind of retrain yourself.
Instead of being in like second gear, it's like rocks is second gear.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Dude,
So it
that's
was a trip.
sick.
Yeah, they were doing some crazy
Man,
stuff.
I wish that worked out because fuck, if they can get a factory supercross team with like,
Yeah,
if they got like Red Bull Alta, where they had billions like to help,
for sure.
then you'd be like, all right, we're gonna do like a whoop section where it just like somehow does like fucking Aladdin across the whoops. You know? That'd be-
Aladdin. You just levitate. You skip the whoops every lap.
Dude, you heard
Dude,
the guy,
Alta guys are so fast.
and it's just
Yeah.
like, and then it's back. You know,
So what's the inside scoop on where they're at now? Are they totally done? Are they trying to come back? Or
I mean, like, to be honest, the whole situation was pretty shitty because, like, kind of long story short, the way it all unfolded, it was the Thursday before Denver Endurocross.
Mhm.
And Denver's like, you can't just fucking drive there Saturday
Conway
morning. to
does,
race. Yeah. Like,
he
it's,
buys a van and drives there the next day.
like, it's, you need to be prepared, you know?
Yeah.
And I get a text message from my mechanic Thursday night, and he says, "Hey, bad news, Alta's done." And I'm like,
Yeah, no shit.
yeah, I'm like, what? Like, what the fuck, you know? So I called him, and he's like, yeah, everyone showed up to work today, and they said you're all fired, and like they're shutting down. It's done. So I'm like, all right, well, fuck, like I'm third in points right now. What do I do? And then that's how the whole Beta deal transpired. I called Beta, the team manager, Rodney Smith, and I'm like, hey, dude, like I'm third in points right now, and I'm not even going to be there this weekend. And I'm like, I'm looking for a ride next year. You know, can you guys give me a chance, whatever? And so he's like, yeah, we'll bring a bike. Just show up. So I flew there with a pair of handlebars and like threw them on the bike and raced.
Sick.
But
Whoa.
yeah, it was a crazy weekend.
And didn't you get third or something?
Yeah,
at that
I got
point?
third. Like at that
Yeah,
point, it
bike.
was do or die. It was like, I need a job,
that's
you know,
insane.
because I mean, Alta shut down and that was my job.
And you just got third that race.
Yeah, that race. Like I
And-
showed up and I was like, all right, I got to fucking do good because
You're counting on me.
they're counting on me. Like,
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
if I want to ride, like, this is it.
dude. What was that guy who you called?
Rodney Smith.
Shout out to Rodney Smith.
Yeah,
real quick,
huge
dude.
shout out.
Look at that gamble. Getting that
then-
return.
So like after that weekend, I was like trying to figure it out. Like, all right, what's going on? So I started making some phone calls, and everyone was like super in the dark. Like, we know as much as you. Everyone showed up to work, got fired. That's it. Done deal.
Dang, dude.
So, you know, a couple months go on, nothing. I never even to this day like haven't got a phone call from my boss saying like,
sorry.
hey, sorry, hey, you know, nothing, you know.
Dude, crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
So did someone just come and pick up the bike then, or what?
Well, that's kind of like off the record,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen with the bikes. Yeah,
It's crazy it all shut down like that though, because I couldn't imagine going to work. Actually, Nick Fan would put that fear in you, dude. He'll tell you, dude, we might be closed tomorrow if you keep acting like that. Like,
I mean, they
you
had
know?
to have known like weeks or months in advance that
Right.
it was coming to a halt.
yeah, and so then I found out that you know they were just basically surviving off of investors' money. Like they were selling a lot of bikes, but the supply and demand wasn't adding up to like, you know, getting parts and everything like that. And it came down to like, okay, you know, I think it costed them like $1 million a month just to run the company. Like,
Yeah.
you know, they're in the Silicon Valley, so their lease and everything else was obviously super expensive, but they couldn't bridge the gap anymore. And I'm pretty sure the bank went in and shut them down. So, I mean, there was nothing they could do. And it sucks because they did build such an amazing product. But if I could predict what's going to happen, I think you're going to see an electric motorcycle from a different manufacturer, and it'll be an Alta. It'll just be called
KTM.
KTM, Husky, whatever.
Mm.
I don't know. But that's because the technology's there.
Yeah.
So somebody will buy it. It's just a matter of when and who.
That's sick because
Yeah.
of someone with KTM's money.
Right. Well, and that's why initially I was so stoked on the deal because, like you said earlier, I mean, for me, I'm young and like this is my career right now. So it's like if I could grow into this position of being like, hey, now I'm 30 and I'm the Alta team manager because I'm the only one that's ever raced it,
Mhm.
you know, or I'm R&D guy. Like at a career standpoint, that was like
That'd be sick.
what I was shooting for the whole time. Like, all right, I'm going to race this bike, learn it, and then transition into more of like a full position with the company.
Mhm.
But
But you'll do that whenever they have that out again.
yeah, we'll
They're
see.
gonna be like, who should we?
Yeah,
get?
honestly, they'd probably
Call
call you
Right,
first.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it might still happen.
yeah, they might go like, oh, how did that guy like? What type of mapping was he doing? Like when
Right.
they hear, if they ever hear this, like,
Yeah.
oh, that's a good idea with the rocks and shit. You know,
For sure. And I'd be totally down to do it because it is so cool.
they should
You
all
know.
go electric, bro. That'd be
Yeah.
sick.
It's pretty cool.
There's electric supercross. You can actually like,
Talk.
talk and. Yeah, that'd be just sick and be like, zzz, 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 zzz.
It would be sick for like home tracks and stuff. Like
Yeah,
anyone with an acre could have an arena cross track and not piss off the neighbors.
for
Pretty
sure.
sick.
That would be crazy. I'd have one here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a yard, so
Dude, I couldn't, like, earlier today I called Feeks, he didn't answer. I was like, dude, I pay rent. And shit. Like, you're not going to answer.
he did, and he called me, and I was either on the phone or in the shower or something, and then I look at my phone, and I did have a text that said, dude, I pay rent. I'm like, okay, good. Well, it's due tomorrow, so pay up again. All right, so Beta, how are you liking that team? What's the pros and cons versus factory Alta, factory Beta?
Honestly, so far, Beta's been great. Like, same type of deal. They've given me everything I've needed so far to do well. Their bike is way different than any bike I've ever ridden. It's not like a Jap bike, like a Cowie or a Honda or Yamaha, and it's also not like a KTM or Husky either. It's kind of its own animal. In like rocky technical situations, it's probably the best bike you can buy. I don't know. It's the slack of the bike, the geometry and everything around it is made like for true off-road. And they're made in Italy. So they're like,
BC.
yeah, those Italians are into their shit, you know? So like you get a new Beta and you're like, holy shit. Like the attention to detail on them is really, really, really cool. But yeah, the team's awesome. They're hooking me up and I really like the bike. So, you know, it's also only been a couple months since I've been on the program, but so far so good.
Do they give you like, you tell them, hey, I like to ride like tracks too around home.
Yeah.
Do you have like settings you have to change for that? Or do you just ride your enduro bike on the?
It's kind of crazy. They've got their own in-house suspension guy. So all the races I've done so far, I've just showed up and they've had the race bike. And like I did the Works race a couple weeks ago and it was like set up for Works and the suspension was perfect.
Whoa.
I did an enduro cross last weekend and it was like the suspension was perfect, you know? Like I haven't tested or done clickers or anything. I just tell the guy, hey, here's where I'm going. This is what I'm doing. And so far it's been good.
That's sick, dude.
Yeah.
And talk about your Fox deal, dude. That's like 1 in a million, dude.
Yeah. I got hooked up with Fox. Kind of crazy how it all worked out. I started talking to them when I was working on my Alta deal, you know, because Alta was going to be the next big thing. And I was like talking to the Fox guys like, hey, we got to put this together. It would be so cool, you know, like Alta, Fox.
Yeah.
Two like iconic, revolutionary, like it would just work together.
Right.
And it never worked. Like it was all, yeah, sounds good. And I was patient with it, but at the end of the day, like I needed to go racing. And so I needed, you know, gear deals and I ended up having to do other things. And then this year, kind of all the stars aligned and all those conversations, you know, a couple of years ago came together and picked up. And it was like, within 3 weeks, it's like, hey, this is going on. Like, this is a deal. And I'm like, fuck yeah. Like,
yeah,
you know, that's the coolest sponsor I've ever had.
for
hands
sure,
down.
dude.
So yeah, I got that and I was like super, super stoked. And everyone there is so cool. So
And you
laid
got
back.
to tour it, huh?
Yeah. Got to see the facility, which is like unreal, you know? And then it's just, I mean, their gear is sick.
They do have sick gear.
It's sick. Yeah.
Yeah. That's so cool. And you're one of 3 off-road riders?
Yeah. So me, one of my friends from Germany, his name's Manuel Lettenbeckler. And then the guy from Poland.
It sounds tired, dude.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, Latin Beckler. I'm like,
Yeah.
substitute teacher. I'm like, all right, dude. Hopefully that kid's here because
No,
He's
we're reading
super
all
cool.
day. This
Super
guy didn't
cool.
make any plans for the class, dude.
yeah. So you, Latin Beckler.
And then Taddy Blazuziak, who's like,
Oh yeah,
he's
the legend.
world famous. And
Dude, they just pick the people with the hardest names.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like, dude, we need someone with a decent name. It's like, this guy's name is 2 letters. All right, sign him.
done.
That's funny, dude. So did you get some new gear recently?
yeah.
So I remember you telling me when we filmed, like, yeah, they sent me like a couple things I picked out. You're like, I went light because I've never worked with them before. I just want to come off good,
Yeah.
And then they hooked you up again.
Hooked me up again. Yeah. It seems like every time I, text them or hit them up or call, it's like, no stress. Yeah. Let's gotta stay
Sick,
kitted
dude.
up. So yeah, I just got some new stuff and I want to go film,
Let's do it,
do
dude.
some, I want to make, like, if you go look at Colton Haker's stuff or Cody Webb's stuff, they're always doing like things that people don't think of. And
Mhm.
it comes off so cool, like just badass stuff.
Yeah.
And I want to get into doing
You do
more
that
of
stuff, but no one's there filming.
Yeah.
That's the part.
Yeah. So I
So-
want to just make some shit where people are like, fuck, that's sick.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Let's do it, dude.
Yeah.
I'm excited. 2 weeks from now.
Mhm.
So we'll be back ready to film.
Yeah, for sure.
What's the, like, in doing enduro cross? I know when Conway was doing it, he was telling me that, like, everyone, like, all the riders are super cool compared to, like, going to do a supercross or even, like, a local motocross. Everyone's, like, pretty much a bitch. And,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
everyone
yeah.
hates each other for no reason. And he was saying that enduro cross is, like, pretty cool. But obviously, like, Webb and Haker have, like, a feud, or probably just because they're 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So, like, what's the difference that you've seen, like, racing enduros or works or enduro cross? Like, is it mostly everyone's cool, or is there a certain series that, like, the riders are cooler to each other than others?
Yeah, for sure. I think like the whole off-road community is just like super small. So everyone kind of has to stay cool. Cause I mean, like dudes have beef and everyone knows about it. Like, like I said, it's a small community. So, yeah, I mean, Colton and Cody are just going for championships every year, it seems like. So there's going to be some beef there. Other than that, I mean, the series are super laid back, like you said, if you go to a supercross, you'll never see the top guys talking to each other.
No, they don't. Yeah.
Like after an enduro cross race, we will all, there's like a group chat. What bar are we going to? We'll go, go out, get some drinks, have fun.
Yeah.
And if there is beef between guys, which there always is, I mean, it's like such tight racing, a couple days later it's worked out and it's fine. So
I do, especially in enduro cross, because half the time it's like you hit a rock and you're going right when you didn't mean to, and then you're into some dude's wheel, and it's like you didn't mean to clean him out.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
in supercross, a little bit more cut and dry. Like you can review the tape and see, oh yeah, he took out my front wheel.
Yeah.
For sure.
But I bet for these guys, they're like, bro, you top of the sport, you meant to do that, dude. Like,
That's Webb texting Hakers like, dude, I saw your fucking real moto. Like, you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You cleaned me out.
I can't 3.
Dude, why don't you go 3 to finish?
Dude, that'd be sick if you did that
That
on a
would be
win,
sick.
bro. Yeah. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, those guys are like insane. I mean, you too, just like the
Yeah.
bike skills that enduro cross takes.
Yeah,
is
for sure.
Insane.
Can you 360 like that?
No, I've done like 180 and 270s and like tried super hard. Like Colton's so good on a bike, and he posted that video, I don't know how many years ago, on his Honda doing like a legit 360. Like
It went viral.
it went
dude.
viral, yeah.
Mhm.
And after that, I think everyone was like, yeah, like I'm doing that.
That
like
put
I'm
him
trying.
on too,
Yeah,
huh?
for sure. And now he's backflipping 360 and doing like the craziest shit off small, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is just so sick to watch. So that's where it's like, dang, I need to step up and start making like videos and shit where, like, I posted a video of me wheeling out of the back of my truck last week, and it's just like got over 20,000 views, 3,000 likes, and people eat that shit up, and it's so lame, And then you go do something like even cooler,
Really
and it's
hard,
like,
yeah.
it's pretty, I don't know, it's,
That was cool
crazy.
though, dude. That was cool because the
People
way
do
you
love that.
but
like,
they
the
eat it
small
up.
shit.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
small shit where it's
Mhm.
like, yeah, it didn't take much. And even Colton, he probably did that 3, just that day. And he was like, oh, this is fucking sick, you know?
Yeah.
Post it. And then it's like, that has led him into his whole own niche where he's like posting videos, getting hundreds of thousands of views, and it's sick.
Yeah, dude.
And
crazy.
it's like, yeah.
Everything that he's done since then has just been this super steep, sick incline.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure.
Yeah, I remember like he didn't really have. I think maybe Rockstar sponsored him a little back then, but like it was like a plain Honda.
Yeah.
And now you see his logoed up Playco, FMF, like Rockstar. Like, dang, dude, that guy's cutting cheddar, dude. You know?
I remember even back in the day seeing like commercials during Supercross with Lucas Oil, and he was like hopping up rocks back then.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just crazy how the enduro guys, like those guys, you still have to be able to rip. Like you put those guys on a track, you too, and super fast moto.
No, for sure.
Jump hella good still, but then like stupid rock sections and logs and shit just makes it look so easy. Like when we were at Conway's and like, I guess you didn't ride that day, but obviously I've seen you ride there. And like Webb was there and all those guys right before Reno.
Oh, for sure,
like, dude, watching them go through the sections, like first lap on the track. And it's like shit that I can't even, I'm like a decent rider and like I can't even get through some of these sections, dude.
No, you're not.
I'll just fucking wad up, dude.
No, you're not.
I know. But people don't know that. And then these guys hop on first lap and just putt right through the rocks. Like they're not even there.
Yeah, I've yet to try that track.
Don't.
I don't want to tear it up. Dude, okay, I got a question for you. It's just first thing you think of. Do crabs look at fish and think they could fly?
Oh, shit. I don't know.
No. Maybe?
Maybe. It's hard to say.
Yeah, I saw that at work, and we said on this last podcast, but I just thought it was so funny.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're crabs, me and you, and Neil and Feeks. You know? Of the sea.
I guess because birds fly.
Yeah.
So if you're a crab, fish fly.
So I got a question for you, JP.
Yeah.
What did you do at work today? Because so far, all you've said over these last 2 episodes, since we're recording these on the same day, is that 1, you washed your truck on Sam's dime. And
dude,
2,
I was on lunch.
allegedly. Well, we still haven't called Sid to confirm. And 2, you looked up this meme that they probably show at Sealiger Elementary to make the kids like think slightly more than Hooked on Phonics.
Okay, well, I got a couple things checked off today. I got 4 hats in the mail, 1 backpack
takes
in
3
the mail.
minutes, 4 minutes.
No, takes a little bit longer because of the process.
You need to trust the process, dude.
I got 4 more hats approved for the proof.
Okay, that's someone else doing that.
Yeah, but I approved it.
All right, so you're at 6 minutes of work total right now.
Yeah.
An hour to wash your truck and probably solid 45 minutes on this meme.
Yep. And I went to lunch at La Salsa. I also me and Sid made a course on Drew's like hoverboard thing. I edited this video. I had to re-edit this video.
Bottom line, if your boss is listening to this, I can do twice the amount of work you do in a day, and I'll do it for $2,800 a month, and not $3,000.
Don't do it, dude. Don't do it.
All right, back to Ty since he's the guest, and no one really cares about what you did at work.
Yeah. This is old now that you're listening to this. This was weeks ago. Like today when
you might not even have a job by this point.
Yeah, I'm the film guy, but we gotta film too, dude, because I wanna use like I wanna try to get some 6 shots with like Dennis's UTV, but I'm in the back or like someone's UTV, and you're just ripping sick trails, but we're going like 40.
Yeah, for sure.
I haven't done anything like that, but I see sick clips like or be an actual helicopter, dude. Yeah, drones are cool, but Trent Palmer, where you at? I need to hang off the tip of the wing, dude. Strap me on the tip and filming Ty. Making corners, you know?
Dude, that'd be a sick shot with your JVC handy cam.
Yeah. Well, and now that we got that Rode mic plug-in, we got good audio. No wind.
No wind. So what's your training regimen like? Because you're fucking 6'9" and about 140 pounds. So obviously you're in the gym quite a lot. But what do you do day-to-day training?
Yeah, I do. Like, it's so hard to try to train to be a racer. You like see all these different programs. Like, everyone does it different. For me though, like what I found works well is just a lot of swimming, a lot of running, a lot of mountain biking. So basically like triathlon style training with more CrossFit style gym workouts. So I'd say like cardio wise, I'm either doing swimming, biking, or running every day of the week. And then maybe 2 to 3 days a week is when I'm in the gym doing gym stuff. But then, you know, just spending a ton of time on the bike riding. I think that's like the most important piece of training is just riding.
Yeah, it's crazy still to this day. Like, I'm in pretty good shape, but every time I ride, since I never ride, I'm just fucked the next day. Like, no matter how hard you work out, or like I do CrossFit and it's like full body stuff, it's cardio stuff. Like, my cardio feels good, but I still can only last like a lap.
Yeah, no, bike, for sure. And I think that's the hardest thing about it is like making sure you put all the time in on the bike. Because like you said, I mean, you could take a week to just go to the gym and you're feeling shredded. Like, you're like, I'm in great shape. You get on the bike and you're like, shit, I suck.
It's so weird how it's that different. Like,
yeah.
Being in shape versus being in riding shape.
No, for sure. Absolutely, yeah.
It's wild too. Like, we were making fun of them actually on the Supercross commercials where they got what did those shirts say?
This shirt saves lives.
This shirt saves lives. You know, they have like Mooskin and Tomac and like Savachi and all those guys. And they're doing the ad for this shirt saves lives. And their arms are like something you'd see out of middle school.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Like doing the Presidential Fitness Award is what they're doing. But it's like, dude, that guy, best in the world, upside down on a 450.
Right. So
30
strong.
minutes plus 2, and they're scrawny.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
So scrawny, but yet so strong. Like you said, they're upside down on a factory 450. Like, that's a lot to handle, you know?
Yeah, that is crazy to think about, dude. Like, you remember when Barsha scrubbed in front of Roxon after they kind of got weird and he looked back? Like, that is the sickest thing ever. And he's amped up with nerves. I know when I'm racing, you're like, oh, fuck, every minute of the first 2-3 laps. And especially right then in a little tussle, and just to lay it over, look, and land and still be going like fastest in the world. You're like, holy shit, dude, that's so gnarly.
It's cool how they show their heart rates now on TV. Sure. So do you, like, you're wearing the smartwatch and everything, do you like take note of where your heart rate is at when you're riding and then try to train in that same zone? Yeah.
I'm doing it a lot more this year than I ever have because, I mean, I'm going to be honest, like, tracking heart rates, it sucks, and I don't feel like I like have the time to do it. Like, you know, I'm not going to constantly be tracking that shit, but then you look at how important it is and it's actually beneficial. But I've never just taken it serious. I've always been like, oh yeah, my heart rate's 69, whatever, you know?
Classic.
Yeah. But now it's like, all right, if I could like train my body and get my aerobic threshold to be higher, then I'm going to be more efficient and be able to push harder longer. And that's what all those guys do, you know? Mm-hmm. Like talking about Barsha throwing it sideways in front of Roxon, his heart rate's at, you know, 180 or 200, but in his head he's 100% calm, and 3 corners later he's probably back to, you know, just cruising, but he's ripping so hard.
That's just so crazy.
It's like just crazy.
Nature,
it's wild. Like, we talked about it with Tierney on the show, the different levels of those guys, like the top guys, like anyone that's even in the night show is amazing.
Right.
Anyone that's in the main event, badass, and then they're getting lapped by those top guys.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's wild that those guys still, even at that pace, they still have a little bit more left in the tank when fucking web comes from the back, and then they're like, oh shit, I need to turn it on. It's like, dude, there's only going 90% right there.
Right.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Or to be web from the back on 100%.
Yeah.
All
Just
the way.
feeling
And I think that's where the heart rate training really plays a part because those dudes are in zone 2 or whatever. I mean, still sending it, but if they were going 100% the whole time, they would die. Like that's 20 laps on a 450, you would die. So like that's where the training, and I think that's like Alden Baker focuses so much on that, and that's why I mean those dudes they're so efficient. Yeah. Start to finish, they are.
It was cool. I can't remember if it was on the Science of Supercross or someone's segment, and I don't even remember who it was, but they had like the mask on him. Do you guys remember? And he was on the bike, and they were.
That was Savachi.
Was it Sleeping Savachi? Yeah. If anyone's listening, we're still on the Sleepy campaign, so go to Savachi's page at Versace Savachi 17 and comment, go to bed or get some rest.
Tag the
podcast, anything like that. We got some people off the first episode doing it.
That's funny.
There was like 6 comments on his page.
It's kind of like the Finding Stu.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like tracking Savachi or something.
Yeah.
Waking him up.
Waking up Savachi.
Yeah, dude.
But
or at least getting him to sleep.
Putting him to bed.
Tuck him in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool how they had him like hooked up and they were explaining how they were measuring all that different shit, like when he's going 95, 100% and all that stuff. But I wish they would show more of that and less of makeup to mud, because no one gives a fuck about that.
Honestly, like everyone knows no wife is out there going, you know what, Craig? I'm gonna get a YZ 120 and we're gonna go to Hollister Hills and we're just gonna putt.
He's like, what are you talking about?
He's like, yeah. He's like, what are you talking about?
It's a YZ 120.
Oh, what? They don't have
that's
that?
what Craig is saying to the wife.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. And then the next morning, she's like, what the fuck? You're always fucking doing this and doing that. And you're like,
you're always going riding. We need to clean the house. He's
Yeah.
like, I thought you wanted a TTR 125.
Fuck
It's like,
that.
I said a YZ 120. Like, all right, I'm going riding.
And she goes, fuck Supercross. And then Sydney, who's got one leg, rides. And then, she all wants to ride again.
Sydney. Fucking feet first makeup to mud with a peg leg.
Dude, they dropped the Warrior thing. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that was actually really cool.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. They needed Diesel Bros just to do some Supercross trucks or something.
I kind of agree, though. Like, you're watching all the baddest dudes in the world out there, and like, yeah, chicks rip. Like, that's awesome, whatever. But when you're watching Supercross, you kind of want to be like,
well, dude, they have enough chicks in the world that rip that deserve to be on that, and like 1 out of every 6, you're like, oh shit. That chick's actually good.
Right.
And then the rest of them, it's like some random person from a small town that happens to ride a dirt bike.
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck did she even get on this? Do you apply for this somewhere?
No, she's actually she's audio tech. Yeah.
They're like, hey, didn't you say you rode like once in a while? She's like, yeah, but I haven't started my bike in 5 years. All right, we're going to send a film crew out.
It will pay you for a day off.
Oh, shit. But this is a 04 KTM 250. Yeah, it's fine. Just get it rejetted. We'll pay for it.
It's funny, dude. Have you been watching the Supercross season?
Yeah, for sure.
Right now when we're recording, we're just before San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
So we're recording this before San Diego. So who have you? Do you do fantasy?
No.
Oh, okay.
I've tried it a couple times, but usually by like round 3 or 4, I forget about it.
Yeah.
I wish I could just like
be on it,
but I'm just not. But I can say I think Webb's going to be hard to beat now.
Yeah.
Because he's so headstrong, and now that he's like winning, it's like when he was winning in the 250 class, nothing was going to stop him.
Mm-mm.
So I think he's going to be hard to beat.
I just want I don't know how Tomac is with a rival really, but I want like Tomac or actually if Roxon and Webb battled for this championship but dirty.
Yeah.
That'd be sick because they already don't really like each other. So if they really got gnarly, I'd be like, yes, dude, this is...
It's kind of shaping up to be really good.
Dude, like when people battle like that, that sets them like... I know people, it sucks like to be like that, but who's the baddest dudes you remember? They all are on the podium being like, no, fuck that guy. Like, you fucking took me off, you dumbass. Like, cross jumping.
Even if they don't say that stuff, they always had battles like that. Like Reed and Stewart. Like,
True.
they didn't really, like, badmouth each other that much on the podium.
Yeah, they're thinking that, though.
Right. And you could see him, like, Reed fucking grabbing his helmet or grabbing him by the neck or whatever he did and all that shit. But, like, those are the epic battles that everyone remembers and the guys that,
For
like,
sure.
live as legends. And now, like, I love Anderson, but he's way too nice. He's, like, took out who's front wheel, Roxon's or something.
Yeah.
And then he's, like, immediately apologizing, turns off his comments on Instagram
He did?
and, like, all this shit. Yeah. And I'm
Dang.
like, what the fuck, dude? We need Lawrence back. Like,
J-Law.
just someone that is, like, at that level, but just does not give a fuck.
Yeah, dude.
Barsha once in a while, but he's hella nice on the podium, too. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, I was a fucking wide open. But he was really just, like, going for it out there.
Yeah, dude, they do need that. Hopefully Webb will be like that, you know? And kind of, Roxon is kind of like that, but he does it in, like, he knows, like, I can't be too gnarly, but I'm going to, let him know I wasn't pumped on that. You know, he was like, and he's cross-jumping me out there, you know? He's not the smartest rider out there.
Yeah.
You know, he just says stuff like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, that's what we need again.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I love that. There's a compilation video of Lawrence on YouTube, and it's so funny, dude. It's like 12 minutes long, and the
Of
kid,
him just hitting people.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like
smashing them.
him and Villapoto fighting, and then it has like interviews that was aired on Speed Channel, like it says Speed and everything, like during Supercross, and they're like in the pits at Indy, and he's talking about Dungey. He's like, yeah, the kid was born mentally messed up. And he's saying shit like that. I'm like, dude, this is so entertaining, so much better.
Yeah.
Then he's fucking going to jail, and he's coming back, and he
Yeah.
wins Daytona, or he comes out number
Fastest.
one in qualifying in Daytona. No, very little program compared to those other guys, and he is interviewed after that when Villapoto like wheelied his bike into him at Hangtown, and they fought, and he's like, yeah, well, you know, we got into a little. Ended up doing a little fighting out there. Well, I did. Ryan was just kind of there. Dude, it's so good.
Yeah.
What does he mean by that?
He's just like, well, we were fighting. Well, actually, I was fighting. Ryan was just there. You know, like he was beating his ass because they were just rolling around and throwing punches. But dude, it's
That's
hilarious.
so sick, dude.
And like, obviously, Dungey and Villapoto had the last laugh on that shit. But still, dude, it was like awesome. Great
Yeah.
for the sport.
For sure.
Yeah, that's so true. Those guys are so rich now.
Yeah, I wish Lawrence would come back.
Yeah, me too.
But he's probably not even close. Like,
No.
I
level.
bet he could qualify.
Yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Like for a night show.
Yeah,
For sure.
but he'd be out there with like Schmidt.
Dude, Schmidt's decent.
Yeah, but
He
you
makes
know,
mains
if
all the time.
Yeah.
Is he racing this year?
he,
I haven't looked.
yeah, he is.
Yes.
I'm not saying he isn't bad, but I'm comparing Schmidt to Lawrence, bro. That's
Right.
a compliment, you know.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to go out and fucking be
Yeah,
Webb all of
Yeah.
a sudden.
dude, that is crazy. Webb is a head guy. I can't wait for
For
this
sure.
weekend.
Yeah.
There's so many
think
good
so.
guys, dude.
Yeah,
I know. It's insane.
It's hard to pick fantasy.
Yeah, because you're like, oh, Tomac, he's going to do it. Wait, but I mean, Barsha won round one, but then Webb
Yeah,
is
there's
killing it.
8 dudes that could win
Yeah.
a race, pretty much.
yeah.
I want to see Wilson like podium for sure.
I thought he was gonna win. He won.
I know. I really want to see him on the podium.
Yeah, that would be sick. And fuck, I forgot what I was just gonna say because I touched something on my thumb, dude.
I'll do it, dude. That's a common thing.
Dude, being Filipino is tough sometimes. Like just that, it's like heritage, you know.
Heritage, yeah. Like Harley Davidson.
Heritage.
It's heritage. So what's next? How long is your deal with Beta?
Beta is a 2-year deal. So this is the first year. So I'll be with them for 2 years. And yeah, kind of, I'm doing a lot of races throughout the year to just fill my schedule. But my main cheddar, like what I'm really focused on, is endurocross.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about like Cody and Colton, they've been so dominant over the past couple of years. No one has ever really given them a run for their money. And so I want to at least be close to them, you know,
Yeah.
like saying, oh, I'm going to go out there and try to beat them is like, that's bold because
Tough,
they
yeah.
are so freaking good. But if I can say, yeah, I want to go up there and stay on them, I think is realistic.
Getting ahead because they haven't had that.
Yeah, no, exactly. If I could just stay close, and even if it's getting thirds, podiums are great. Like, just like Supercross, there's a ton of good dudes at Endurocross. Like, they're all out there.
Well, I mean, if you can hop on the bike, haven't even ridden it, and get a third, like having a full year on the bike, you're going to be right there.
Yeah, so that's kind of my goal, is to just stay healthy and, enjoy these off-season races, but then really go for it with Endurocross.
What is it like? Is it like the gnarly segments, or is it doing that like gnarly wood double or something they'll pull off that only you like there was some things that people do like every other lap, but those guys are able to do it every lap. Is that
for sure
differs? What's the difference? Like,
like you watch Cody ride through the rocks and he literally goes through them like they're not there. He's like, he makes up time in technical sections. And then Colton's super, super aggressive racy. So like, he races the shit out of the whole track. And it's easy to like get through the matrix and then, take a deep breath and chill and then get into the next section. So just being like on point the whole time is what those guys are really good at. They're racing start to finish.
That is interesting watching them, because you guys do like hot laps for qualifying. So you just go around and set a fast time. But watching them, like Colton does look way faster because he's aggressive and like motoing. But then Webb is either 1 or 2 in times with him and like doesn't even look like he's going fast. But he's just, like you said, he's making up time in the technical stuff. And like, the way those guys go through, like triple into a matrix and then wheel tap the third one. I don't understand how you guys can go off of a log and then place your rear wheel
on another one and keep
3
going.
away. Every lap, dude.
That's the hardest part. Like you said, every lap. Like in hot laps and stuff, you'll see like the top 8 dudes or 10 dudes bust something out that's like really, really gnarly. But then in the night show and the main event, like dudes aren't going to be doing that every lap, but those two are. And that's kind of what separates them, is like, if there's a crazy 3 into a matrix or something that people are doing once or twice, they're doing it every lap and they're doing it like perfect.
Dude, that's crazy. How do you, like, you're right there. You're right there, literally. So like with the matrix stuff, like, is that just you training at home? Like, how do you just like muscle memory after a little bit?
And then trying to time them. Like, it's all, I think this is going to work. And a lot of time it doesn't. Like a lot of the time you get stuck.
Yeah.
Dude, I think it was at Reno. Was kind of the uphill matrix, and like Haker went down 6 times in a row trying to do what Webb did every lap.
Right.
And I'm like, dude, if Haker's fucking going down and he's like just over jumping the log and then like falling straight onto his back, or like just under clearing the log and it slaps his front tire down. I'm like, dude. And then Webb would come around and Haker's still in that section because he was just trying to dial that in and just every lap grease it. Crazy.
It's crazy.
I bet that boosts Webb confidence. He's like, oh, he's still here, and then I'm just
I'm sure,
I'm gonna do it to the left where there's not a groove, and he's gonna be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then you got Wild Wally out there, and he'll just fucking go for it. And
is that guy scared to race?
I make sure that I am on the floor during hot laps when Wally Palmer's gonna go, and I think everybody does.
Yeah, dude.
Because that this dude is going to send it. Like, we've seen that dude do the craziest shit. And everyone's like, everyone after the fact shakes their head like, what?
And really his success rate is not that great. Like,
no, like he will eat shit hard and then like slowly get up and you think he's like fucked. And then he'll hit the next jump and just do a huge whip and look back after like KOing himself.
Yeah, dude.
And that's just his style.
I've only been to like 3 or 4 of those races, and I've seen him kill himself.
Yeah, and then do a hill flicker. Just like wad up and then hit the finish and do a hill flicker.
That was back in 2015 when we went with Adam a couple times, and there was a double over a firewood pit, and just right over the bars, bails off the bike, right to both of his feet, and he had to be carried off. It was during hot laps, like one guy on each side. I was like, dude, he just broke both his ankles, and he's out there in the night show.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
What's wrong with this dude?
No, I don't know what's wrong with him. Yeah. Something is, though. I mean, seriously.
Dude, I follow him, and he just has like a normal day job, too.
Yeah.
So gnarly, because how do you stand it like that knowing, like, man, if I can't make it to work, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not going to, like, who knows how he gets paid. But
And it's crazy, too, like his track record, they talk about it at the enduro crosses, and like the entire course of enduro cross being around, he hasn't missed like one race. And
Damn.
you see him out there just straight sending it, and you're
no
like,
way.
what?
Dude, even like that video that got a bunch of views from him, I think it was during like a best whip contest or something off of a dirt tabletop, and he just doesn't think about bringing it back.
No, yeah.
And he just lands 90-degree right onto his head. I'm
For
like,
sure.
dude, oh my God.
Yeah, he's crazy. He's crazy.
I've never met him. Have you met him? I think
Yeah,
he's nice.
I mean, super cool dude.
Nice.
He's from, I think Jersey.
Oh.
So he's kind of got like an accent. But like, I just wonder what's going on in his head. Like, normal people look at a jump and they're like, okay, that's pretty gnarly. And he looks at it and he's like, oh yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
All right.
He's like, that's
I'll
gnarly.
try it. Yeah. And you're like,
Really? Like during track walk, you
Yeah.
hear him say that?
yeah, like, oh, it's pretty big, but yeah, whatever. And you're like, fuck. Like, I'm looking at that thinking, like,
Hopefully
this
Webb
is
doesn't
like do
do
or
it.
die. Yeah. I don't want to do this.
Hopefully no one does this, so then I won't feel pressure to do it.
Yeah,
And then he's like, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
pretty
if Wally's
funny.
doing it, we got to do it.
And
Yeah.
then, and then you hear like, never missed a round. And you're like, never going to get rid of this guy. Dude, I'm going to have to send this double until he retires, you know? Like, there's all, and you know the track builders are going to be like, hey, if we move this like 3 feet closer, Wally might try it. He's like, all right, let's do it.
For sure.
And then like, yeah.
One cool thing about enduro cross is that there's not that many like top dudes and there's really not that many like amateur dudes either. Like it's super small, like you were saying. So when you're there, like no matter what class you're in, you're there like with you and with Webb and with Haker.
For sure.
And like I forget the dude's name, but his name is like Too Tall 209 on Instagram, I remember.
Yeah.
But like, you know, that dude's out there doing like the amateur stuff, but he's involved in the community.
For sure.
Whereas like Supercross is now just getting amateur, but it's on a different day and it's huge.
Yeah.
There's fucking 800 entries for amateur.
Right. And you're never going to see, you know, like one of the top dudes hanging out on Sunday.
Yeah.
Like
right.
you might see a couple because there's a couple like really good dudes in the sport who obviously, you know, like care about that stuff. But like enduro cross, like you said, you know, Webb, Haker, they're all showing up in the morning and they're going to be there all day. Like,
Oh yeah,
you know,
I noticed that too, because you guys don't ride in the morning.
No.
Whereas even if you're in like the pro class, but you still have to qualify in the morning.
Yeah.
But all the top guys don't ride.
Right.
But you guys are all there,
Hanging
like
out.
in your pit shirts and
Mhm.
hanging out. Yeah, that's cool.
So it's definitely a really, really cool, like you said, there's not a lot of like top guys, but they're all so involved that like it's, you know, some of the top guys are super close with the amateur guys just because that's how it is, you know?
That's cool, dude.
Yeah, it's cool.
And it makes you more of a fan,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because you're like, I could just ask this person like whatever you want to ask because you're not that good, you know.
Yeah.
Well, even like the last one I went to, we were doing track walk and like everyone's out there at the same time. And like Haker's there, and I might have been with you or someone, but whoever I was with like asked him, what are you doing through here? Or like, I think maybe it was Adam. Like, are you going to do this? And he was like, no. But that's like crazy to think that, like, imagine that with Supercross, like you're out there
Right.
with fucking Stewart.
Yeah.
It's like, hey dude, what are you doing?
Right.
Who knows if they're that cool, but it doesn't seem like it.
No, for sure.
I
Different
bet
mindset.
I bet because they know there's an ego, they don't think they're gonna be that cool. But if you were Conway and you went up to Stewart and were like, yo, like I'm pretty good where I'm at, but this is like my 5th race, like you're the fucking man. What would you do through here? Like if you word it okay, he might be like, Oh, what's up, dude? I'm Young Money, Cash Money, and I would do like 6'6" and then hit the whoops, you know.
I would go like 6'6".
And clear this whole section
Yeah.
real quick just for qualifying, though.
Yeah.
Wheel tap over this wall.
Yeah.
No
Oh,
problem.
that was crazy. Yeah.
Dude, we need Stewart back badly.
For real.
Yeah. Why isn't that? That would be. Do they do endurocross at Daytona?
They did like 4 years ago, I think.
Did you go?
During bike week. Yeah, it was sick.
Fuck yeah.
The track sucked, honestly. Because
Why?
I don't think there's a lot of like dirt in Florida.
It's just like
It's
sand,
like all
huh?
sand. So it was so sandy that the whole track had ruts to the concrete.
Oh.
So it was like a super basic track. And we're doing track walk and we're like, gosh, this is a joke. And it was literally the hardest round of the year.
Damn.
Because it like,
All sand. Huh?
yeah, I mean, it was just, the whole track just went away.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
crazy. So you're like kind of going through roller ruts.
Right. But still trying to hit logs and make it through tough sections. So,
Well, you could train for that at Fernley.
yeah, build a track out there.
Dude, honestly,
No.
you could train for anything at Fernley.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, seriously.
Supercross.
That's good. Yeah, Supercross for sure. Like, dude, just bring a shovel. Start shoveling.
Build some
That's right.
trackers.
That's true, dude.
Some shoveling, some extra carpet, and yeah, you have a soupy track.
Dialed. So, how are we doing on time? We good?
Yeah, we're closing in on an hour.
I forgot again what I was gonna ask because I need a piece of paper to write that shit down, dude. But Jeez,
Day
dude.
late and dollar short.
Are you
as
not
usual.
hungry, Ty?
Oh no,
You've
I
been
actually
talking, dude.
Yeah.
I ate on the like before I came because I didn't know you guys would do this. But
I didn't even tell you. Yeah.
no, but I'll eat this.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then let me know because Chef Michael likes to hear.
No, Chef Michael's the man.
He's cool, huh?
He is so
He
cool.
does. Dude. He's always like, how to go? Like, how they like the food?
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
He cares,
He's
huh?
Oh, yeah.
he
He's
cares,
like,
dude.
yeah. When I first met him, I was with my chick and I was like, the owner of this place or chef just started following me on Instagram. And I think that's him. And he came over and introduced himself and he was so cool.
Super
like
cool.
Yeah.
just like laid back. You don't see that often, you know?
We'll go eat at his house. He'll like have us over for dinner, which is crazy because like you cook all day and then he wants to cook more.
Right.
But we go there, bomb ass meal, and then he's always like, "How is it?" Like, and we're like, "Dude, it's awesome." Or like, "What do you guys want? How is it?" Blah blah blah. And then it's like, "Oh well, like it could have been better, but like the sauce isn't homemade like normally. If I had all day, like I would have." And he's talking about how he smoked this fucking meat for like 12 hours. And
Yeah.
he's like, if I had all day, I would have like made the sauce. It would have been way better. We're like,
No,
it's
he's the
bomb.
man. He's the man.
Yeah, dude.
Like I go into Walden's. My girlfriend lives up here in Reno, so I'm up here a lot. And like, I don't know, probably honestly 2 days a week. Like I'll pull in and get a breakfast burrito on my way back down to Gardnerville
Yeah.
because it is quality and
good.
I back the whole program.
Heck yeah. And
Yeah.
dude, he rides too.
No, it's just
So,
cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
He's super cool. Mandy, his wife, really nice. And dude, I'm sure they would invite you over for a dinner.
No, that's
Like,
right.
he after I told him about you and he followed you, ever since then, every night he's watching like Red Bull replays of like the hard enduro races.
So sick.
Yeah. And he's
So
like,
sick.
oh, I love watching that stuff. Dude, those guys are gnarly.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe our next video, we'll get him in on it and I'll jump on and off the building. We could like
Ooh.
build a ramp or something.
I
I'll
mean,
jump on top of it.
I think they like rent it, but we can.
We can make it happen.
Yeah.
He hates the landlord though.
Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah. Well, they'd have
It
to
could
pay
be a
for it. no
Walden's
matter-
commercial and
That'd be so
uh,
sick.
just an Instagram banger.
That would be crazy.
Yeah.
Did you see Josh Hill's video?
Yeah, nuts.
Crazy,
that dude's
huh?
an animal.
Where he fucking seat bounces out of the skate park and just
Yeah.
Mhm.
and it's so high and he's just stylish in a t-shirt. I'm like, dude, that
Did
guy.
you ever bring yours to the skate park, the Alta?
No, but I probably will now. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might as well.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Where they
is-
come from.
hmm
Yeah, that's so crazy. That's sick, dude. You should just say you bought it. You're like, yeah, I bought this one.
Yeah.
I don't know what they do, but that's so crazy what he did on that. I wonder if he still has that. I'm sure he does, huh?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because if you can make sick edits like that, where
Mhm.
you can't get that bike anymore and stuff, like same with
It'd
you.
be pretty good too.
Yeah, but it might be sketchy because they're down under it to
Right.
show you have one. But like, you bought it, who knows? You know. So
Yeah, I
weird.
don't know.
I went on their Instagram and they haven't posted since they said thank you or whatever. I'm
Mhm.
like,
Done.
so weird.
I think a lot of people were really trying to like have hope that it would come back around.
yeah,
Yeah.
It just never did.
yeah, dude. Now it's like a ghost, like Virginia City ghost.
Yeah.
It's haunted, dude.
It was funny. I went
Cringy.
and hit some golf balls at the range today,
Yeah,
and I didn't want to look, like I didn't care, because a lot of people when they golf, they kind of care.
Mhm.
And I was at my parents and I'm like, shit, I need a polo. And the only one I could find is an Alta polo. So I threw that bad boy on, like, yeah,
Still factory.
just for old time's sakes.
Yeah. Smells electric.
Yeah, I
and
went
shit.
golfing in the e-polo.
You should have pulled up on the course with it.
Yeah, seriously.
Have you had some crazy like reactions from people ever riding that thing?
Yeah.
What's-
A lot of people were super, super like anti-Alta.
Oh, what?
Like, oh, those things are gay. Like it's all about gas bikes. And then they ride them and they're like, wait, these are sick, Yeah, I hope somebody brings them back around because they were really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
cool. I don't hate them, but I understand like it's kind of like a Tesla versus a Lambo or
Right.
something. Like the Tesla is sick,
Uh-huh.
and like driving one on ludicrous mode, the thing will just fucking put you back in the seat like nothing you felt before.
Yeah,
And all the technology is cool, but it just doesn't do it for me, like because the sound
right.
of
No, for
like
sure.
a V12,
Yeah.
But like you can still like both. I
Mhm.
can appreciate a Tesla and a Lambo. You can
Right.
appreciate the Alta and a regular bike.
For sure.
yeah, dude. I want a Tesla, dude. Those things are sick. but like I don't understand like road trips. Like say, oh, I want to go on a road trip. Do you have to like hope you come across to or like
I think
Google
you would
Map
have to
it?
like literally plan your trip based on
Yeah,
charging stations.
I think they are programmed to like direct you towards them.
Yeah.
But it'll get better. I think they already have them in like Tonopah, so you can go from here to Vegas, no problem.
Right.
Charge up, but
How
I've
long
seen
is the
them there.
charge?
yeah,
I actually was just going through Tonopah a couple weeks ago on my way home from Vegas. And we saw a Tesla parked there and we were joking like, oh, is that guy just like taking a nap for an hour or something?
yeah. They have like high speed chargers where when I was reading it, I think it said it charges like 80% in 30 minutes. It's only going to get better. Same with
Right.
the Alta.
And I mean, like, let's be honest, to charge a car in 30 minutes,
It's pretty crazy already.
dude, that's incredible.
But they still like to be totally taken seriously. You can fill up your car in 10 minutes.
Right.
Like you have to be 0 to 100 in 10 minutes. And
Yep.
then it'll be like, all right, let's go.
Yep.
Yeah, then you can compete because
But I mean, really, if you can afford a Tesla, you probably have another car anyway.
Right.
So
if you're road tripping, let's hop in the Range Rover.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the
Okay.
Tesla's just good. For,
yeah,
Tesla's good for around town daily.
yeah, that would be sick for a daily.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's more like.
They go like, but not totally
Yeah.
like that. But you can hear it. Like
They need a sound
power
mode.
up.
What was
Yeah.
that thing like a Beyblade? Did you guys ever do that?
Oh, I
A
remember those.
Beyblade? Like that that noise you just did, where you like zip. That was like the string thing pull for the Beyblade that would spin and like
You'd fight each other.
Yeah,
They had like little fish bowls and you would like
yeah,
go for it. I
Uh-huh.
remember that.
yeah.
That
That
must
shit
be
was
a
fun.
95 thing.
I was born in '94, dude.
Oh,
Yeah,
bad. Sorry.
it's all right. It happens yearly. But I used to go to Boys and Girls Club. That's where I would do. Did you guys ever go to anything like that? Like a thing where, because my dad had to work late, so I had to do something after school and between he got off work.
I did
My dad
adventure
was
camp.
retired, so
Oh, what you did?
Adventure camp every summer.
But
Parents would
not
drop me
after
off.
school
No.
or anything?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, that's a senator thing, I guess.
yeah, it is.
Whatever, we
That's
got a
more
C
common
on
there.
our hill
Yeah.
and an American flag.
It's true.
There's 3 reasons why you should move to Carson now. Red, white, and blue. And cheap Coors Light, baby.
And that orange gas station in the middle of town with the dirty buttons from all the greasy thumbs pushing them.
That's a Carson local, but that's the cheapest gas in town, dude.
I know. That's locals only right there.
It's like $2.30 there. Cheap.
They got a dentist right next door, I heard.
Yeah, they do in Heidi's. Like a grandma restaurant,
They have a dentist there?
Dentist?
Oh. $2.30?
Oh, yes.
The gas price?
Oh, my God, dude. Holy shit, dude, you gave me a haircut. Get it?
No one understands.
Well, because it went over my head so fast.
I know.
Oh, okay. Well, for anyone that is listening.
No one understands 2:30 either. 2:30, tooth hurty. Best time to go to the dentist.
2:30.
I got it.
That was good. I think Brad Wick taught me that one.
I stole it from you.
Yeah. His seniors got the good ones, dude. Do you ever like party or anything?
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't like party, but, Saturday night, trying to go out, grab some beers, hang out. I'm all about it.
Like on a Saturday night, are you driving back? Are you getting a designated driver?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mess around with that at all. Like, I know if I'm drinking, like, I'm
just
getting an Uber or something.
Dude, you got to come to my pop's like Halloween party.
I'm down for it. Yeah.
For
sure.
Have you been yet? Halloween one where it was?
No, not the Halloween. I went to Char's birthday. That's it.
Yeah, and you've been to like my dad's ones too, but
Halloween
is the one to go to. I think Neil's been.
I honestly think it's kind of lame when you ask an athlete or something like, "Oh yeah, do you like party or drink or nothing?" They're like, "Whoa, no." It's like, come on, dude. Like we're all kosher here.
Yeah,
let's go grab a beer.
Exactly.
It's all good,
dude. Yeah, exactly.
Mid-season, like okay, I get it.
Yeah,
like duh, but like
we're grabbing more beer.
Yeah, duh. Because after the race we're partying.
No, I wish that's how it was. Turney when he was on, it would say it'd be like that, but
yeah, for sure. But no, I just wanted to touch on that a little bit because people are always like, "Oh, you can't do that."
Like,
too hardcore.
Come on, dude.
Yeah, it's like, dude, go to bed.
Go to bed.
Yeah. Like if you can't handle 1 or 2 or 3 beers on in the next day.
And honestly, some of my greatest times out partying have been with some of the baddest dudes on dirt bikes.
Really?
Ever. Yeah.
Dude, yeah, like you see Roxon, he'll post like he's just drinking a beer at the boat. You know he's drinking a couple after he wins a race or something.
For sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I need to show more of that, dude.
Yeah.
Unreal. Where's Dirt Shark showing the party videos, dude? You guys ever watch 50 Nuts?
I bet they're insane.
I bet they are insane.
I bet they're insane.
Have you seen 50 Nuts? You seen 50 Nuts?
No.
It's a sick, like, mid-2000s 50 video, but that's the party moto videos that need to come back.
Yeah.
Watch
it probably does happen, but they don't want it.
Right.
No one
but that's where it's like
Monster's
why not?
paying Dirt Shark and Monster's paying all the riders. They probably keep it hush-hush.
That's stupid, dude.
Because I think it'd even be more relatable or more badass if someone was like, "Oh, I love so-and-so. Did you see that? Like, they won the Supercross main and then we're partying."
Yeah, dude, if there's someone out there that's doing that, they're going to breed the next J-Law. That's what breeds him. Dungey doesn't breed a J-Law. Villapoto, Carmichael, they don't breed
I hope Dungey
J-Law.
doesn't breed at all, dude.
He's got a girl on the way, actually.
He does?
Yeah.
No, well, good thing he's a girl. We don't need another Ryan. You know he'd name him Ryan.
That's going to be another Riley,
Riley.
Riley Dungey.
And this is Ryan. And this is Ryland. All right, dude, we get it. Fucking 3-time champ. Whatever.
He's like, hell yeah, I'm a 3-time champ.
And our fourth's Roger. It's like, dude, give it up.
This is Grandpa Roger.
All right, let's start to wrap it up. We're probably over an hour. I forgot to look what time it was when we started, but
that's okay. Yeah.
Anyway, Ty, you can plug your Instagram. We want people to follow you.
Where can they find you?
Yeah, at TYGA, TYGA _114.
Oh.
Yeah.
You'll probably pop up after TYG for most people in moto, Yeah. That if you're following someone,
Yeah.
you know.
TYGA 114.
TYGA_114 on Instagram. Ty, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm super
It
excited.
was fun.
Thanks for everything.
It was fun.
Thanks, Walden's, for hooking it up.
Yeah, thank you, Chef Michael, Mandy.
Italian family.
It's like mob ties.
That's what he said. He's like, dude, say like something about the mafia.
Yeah, that's cool.
So go to Walden's or else.
Yeah, go
Go to Walden's or go to bed. Or don't wake up.
And tell Ty on his Instagram to go to bed once you follow him. And then after that, go ahead and head over to Versace's Savachi17's Instagram and tell him to go to bed. So we can get him on the bandwagon, you know?
Yeah, we'll get him on the show someday. We're already working on it behind the scenes. But yeah, what else do we need to mention?
That's pretty much it. If anyone out there wants to sponsor the show, we got a couple sponsors open. We've got Chef Michael locked on the food for a while, so we got some. We want to do like, say Ty Tremaine sponsored the show, or like whatever, like Fox did. It'd be like the Fox prank call segment. We'll get a better name, but we'll have segments where, like, you'll get a plug. You know,
I got you.
Regular sponsors. And yeah, go ahead and subscribe to the podcast. Make sure to rate it.
5 stars.
1 star's fine. Whatever.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Actually, yeah, do it because it won't make a dent.
All right, I think that about does it.
Perfect. Do that. All right, everyone. Good night. Get some sleep.
Good night.
Cut that check, cut that check, cut that check, cut that check. I need my check, I need my check, I need my check, I need my check.